gone into stores when I was on the road selling, and even today sometimes I go into stores. I meet with our current clients and customers or potentials, and I always observe their store and the way that the jewelry is laid out. And when I get into a conversation, I will ask, how are sales, how has business been? And my observation has been, in general, when the jewelry is out and people can touch it, their sales are better. And of course, you don't want to be putting $500 piece of jewelry on the counter and leaving it open for maybe it won't be there without any money coming in. However, things that are $20, $30, $50, $80, $100, they're okay to leave out, leave them in an obvious place, and you should always have, of course, a recording camera in your store. They're very inexpensive these days. Another thing is a nice clean space. Your display should be organized, and if you have hanging cards, they shouldn't be crooked. They should be organized, cleaned up, and look representable. Any glass on the cases should always be kept clean. It's a simple matter when you come in your store in the day, or your manager, supervisor, or clerk. One simple function is to review the jewelry, make sure it's presentable, and that the cases are clean. You can see through the glass. The glass isn't scratched. If it's all scratched up, unless that's the feel of your store, kind of old, nostalgic, I would suggest that maybe even replacing the glass to lift the value of your jewelry. Thirdly, you want to consider your jewelry and any of your other inventory in your store as an investment. It's not the same as buying. When you buy things for your store, you're not really just buying them like you're going to the grocery store and buying food that is disposable, and you'll never get that money back. You'll get it in terms of energy. I suggest you eat good food. But you will also not lose the money you are spending buying. You should think in terms of investing when you come to the inventory of your store, the lighting of your store, the time invested in keeping your store neat and clean and orderly. So when your customers come in, it is a nice, presentable place. Fourth is a clean and shiny jewelry. And one test to find out the condition of your jewelry that's existing, or maybe you could have just bought something from someone else. One of the best ways to check on the quality of your jewelry in stock, whether you've had it for a week, 3 weeks, 3 months, or even 3 years. And if it's been 3 years, it's going to be tough to bring it back to a high shine. However, when you get a new shipment of jewelry in, take that jewelry out and go to some of the jewelry that's sitting on some of your displays and make sure, if it's silver I'm referring to, that it's shiny and bright, and look at it and see how it compares the new jewelry with your existing inventory. And say, because I know even in my stores, when I had retail stores years ago, you're there every day, you don't see the difference, you don't see the tarnish slowly getting on the jewelry, and it looks okay. And I've gone into shops as early as last week and I've seen some jewelry in people's stores, and I'm like, wow, this has only been in here for a year or 6 months, and look at it. The condition is not very good. It's not very appealing to you or your customer. So I just suggest that you look closely. And if you've already got nice jewelry, but take a double check and keep it orderly, well lit. Consider all of your jewelry, all of the things that you buy for your store, whether it's clothing, accessories, jewelry, as an investment. And lastly, have a brightly lit store in the areas where your product is, where your jewelry is, where your clothing is, so people can see the beauty of it. And, you know, some people have bad eyesight to begin with, and others need that bright light to see the beauty of your product. And if they can't see the beauty and it just looks kind of second or third rate because they can't see it, it's in a dimly lit area or in a dimly lit case, just be aware of that. And most importantly, keep yourself lit and bright and alive. When people come in the store, they want to be lit and bright and alive. So the whole store should feel upbeat. You should feel upbeat. And these are the 5 things that I can give you for this week. Pay attention to those. That's touch the jewelry. So your customer can do it. A clean space, display, clean, invest. Consider yourself an investor. And again, a brightly lit store, a brightly lit you. Most importantly, keep the smile, keep the energy up. The people will feel it, they'll be invited, they'll spend money. Make your time in your store yours and worthwhile so that you can take the time when you want to take the time off and enjoy it. These are my tips for this week. Thanks very much. We'll talk to you next week. This is Peter from the group of Peter Stone Companies saying we'll see you next week with some more important tips. As well, you can go to any one of our other videos and see more in-depth detail about any one of these subjects and how you can look deeper into it and how we can help you to benefit from any one of these and a variety of other details that we have to help you grow your business and be the star on the street or the star online that you want to be for your store. See you next week. Thanks very much.